We'll add the first banner. How's everybody doing? We're about to get started. Trash that one too. Waiting for Mike to join. I'm not sure where he is. Hopefully he'll get started. This is the If We Were Betting Men podcast. I'm your host, Quasi France, waiting for host Michael Shue. He tells me it's 6:33. He's free whenever I am. It's we're supposed to start at 7. Here we are. Where is he? Hopefully he'll have a valid excuse, but probably not. Okay. A couple things we give you every week. Your picks for the NFL, for it's here and it started. Mike and I actually picked last week, but I actually didn't even post it. It was such a bad show. The lights kept flickering in and out. Like it was just a very tough look. We did no research. Like it was overall not our best foot forward. So I didn't even post it. So we can't really tell what we did week 1. That's okay. We'll start for real this week now. Hopefully there he is. There's Mike Asian. So this guy is not even going to take this seriously, I see. Mike Asian Daddy Shoe is where he is. All right.
I like to keep it modest, you know.
You like to keep it modest is what he says. All right, that's work. You see, we classed up this operation.
Were you in like a little garden?
Yeah, there's a little outside action, trying to, keep it. Unlike Asian Daddy, I'm trying to keep it classy.
Yeah.
But you see, we classed up our operation a little bit.
Yeah,
here.
look at you.
A little ticker action. Yeah. You got the name of the podcast at the bottom. At the bottom of each game we review, we'll have the spread, the odds, all of that good stuff. So you'll be able to, so everybody will know what we're talking about. I was just telling the audience yesterday, and thank you for joining us. We are live. The show we did last week was so bad I never even posted it. The lights were like flicking. The lights were like, I was like at school.
Yeah, it wasn't great.
In and out.
maybe it's a sign you're a voice for radio, so to speak.
Oh yeah, no, it's a face for radio. Yeah,
radio, yeah.
That's the third time you've used that joke, but it gets funnier each time. It does. We didn't know.
I'm an honest. It should be Mike Honest Asian.
It should be Mike Honest Asian, right? We did no research last week. That's true.
My research is just watching the games. I didn't watch any preseason, to be fact. Literally, I'm not gonna lie. I pretty much watched 0 preseason games this year.
Oh well, yeah, there you go. I watched some preseason games for sure. I did a bunch of research today. Like I'm set and ready to go.
Highlights. I'm ready.
Let's recap what happened. And
what was the result?
See our picks.
You did not post it, but what were the results? I mean.
Did you? I thought you were tracking them. I sure as hell.
I saw something like 20. I was 20 for 25, which is losing. Really? And then you were around 18 for 20. Not losing.
Yeah, not great. It's not great. That's not great.
It was a tough week. I think there's, like you said, there's some week 1 disruptions last week, right? There was definitely some big upsets. Who knew that Tennessee Titans are terrible?
Worked. Green Bay worked. We'll talk about that today. I think Green Bay might be a longer term issue. I feel like Rodgers' heart isn't in it anymore.
Jermichael Finley threw some shade at him today.
Did he?
You saw that?
I can see that. I did not see that.
What was it today? He said something wrong. He did not have the same work ethic, it seemed, this offseason
No, I don't think he
Rodgers did not. Jermichael Finley is just a hater. Apparently.
Yeah, I know he's a hater, but like
he didn't like Rodgers. I think
that's probably that's probably accurate though, right? Like, do you think he worked as hard this offseason?
No, I mean Aaron Rodgers is a professional football player, so
he is a professional football player. This is true, but I don't know, man.
He didn't look good.
He didn't look No, he didn't look good. And he was complaining about a groin shot also. It was interesting. And he said it was just one game. I'm getting very much an Office Space kind of vibe from him. Like, where's the motivation? And then I saw the interview. He was like, they drafted another quarterback. Like, he should play. Like, I feel like his feelings are hurt or something.
He's real. I mean, butthurt, I guess.
Yeah, butthurt is the appropriate term.
He's definitely butthurt by this.
That's the term the kids
is that a politically correct term nowadays? No.
I think we can use butthurt.
But isn't the connotation that,
I think it's just your butt hurts. I don't know. No. Are you talking about like a Carl Nassib kind of thing going? I don't know.
Hey, Carl Nassib is a fucking stud, dude. I mean,
he worked between and Max Crosby worked Villanueva.
If the Ravens tackles are getting bitched by second tier, third tier defensive ends.
Yeah.
What the hell is going to happen? Like, literally, I was going to talk radio this morning. I'm still in Maryland visiting my folks. And they were like, where do you think Chris Jones is going to – is it not Chris – yeah, the guy for the Chiefs, Jones.
Oh, my gosh. They line him inside, outside.
Like, against Villanueva? I mean –
that's where I would line him up if I were
they literally were like hinting at that. Like, if you were the Chiefs, like, did you watch the tape? Like, Max Crosby, who – nice little story about how his sobriety and all that stuff. But
I like that. That was a good story. That was a good story.
If Max Crosby is getting like 3 sacks this game or whatever it was last game, what the hell is Chris Jones going to get?
Right. I agree.
Oh, I totally agree. We got graphics.
We got graphics, man.
We got graphics. Is this what we're talking about? First game?
We're gonna do obviously we got to do the Thursday night game, the first game, right?
All right. Would you like to take the honor since technically
let's do it.
You won this week. So.
We did win this week.
Yeah, or you won this week. I mean,
so. Did I? I guess I did.
You have a better record, I would say. 18 and 20 is better than 20 and 25. That is true from a percentage perspective.
I guess it is true. Yeah, that's one way to look at it. All right, so let's start with the Thursday night game then. It should be scrolling across the screen at any point now. Oh, there it is. We got the Giants. That should be at the Redskins. My apologies for that, ladies and gentlemen. We'll always have it should be at the Redskins. I
like how you refer to them as the Redskins.
No, I did not mean to do that. Damn it, that was your bad influence on me.
No, I call them the Skins.
You call them the Skins. Yeah, I can't do that. Giants. You see, I even have it written down as the Washington team.
Skins is like the multi-rainbow referral.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, we're all people with skin.
We're all people with skin. I guess that's fair. I guess that is fair.
I mean,
there we go. Giants at Washington. Giants plus 3.5, plus 150, and 40.5. I forget. Did we pick Teddy Bridgewater last week? The Giants did not look good again.
Both of these teams lost last week.
No, Denver.
I actually think I picked both these teams to win last week. So, yeah, the Chargers, both teams lost at home last week.
Both teams lost at home. That's what happened.
Went into FedEx and won. I guess Fitzpatrick
got hurt. It was the Taylor Heineke show.
And then the Giants lost at home, too, to Denver. So, these are two teams that are not doing well so far, starting off.
Yeah.
Washington.
There are only 3 games this week where both teams are 1-0. The NFL parity rears its head after week 1.
It's bad.
Tough slog in the NFL.
I mean, please, sir, proceed with your.
So I was able to do my research this week. This game is almost a lock of the week if both of these teams were involved in a close game. Unfortunately, the Giants are not. You gotta like the Skins here. You have to. Taylor Heineke actually played pretty well in the playoffs last year. He wasn't bad last week. I think he threw an end zone pick, though, that was costly. Otherwise, Washington is the better defense. And at some point, we're going to have to look at Daniel Jones and ask if he's the problem or the solution. I think he might be part of the problem.
I saw a draft that has the Giants picking a quarterback next year.
Easily, right? Very easily could happen. Very easily could happen.
Yeah, I mean, Joe Judge, the rope is short nowadays for these.
The rope is short nowadays.
They don't have as much build the team in 3 years kind of thing.
Not at all. Not at all.
Do or do not, do or do not at this point. So yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think
I don't see anything. I would think
that says -3.5. I mean, if you want to be careful, maybe buy that half point.
Sure.
I believe the under. This is not a high scoring bunch. Under 40.5, I think is the under. Yeah.
So then, I actually have the over 40.5, and now we're at the point where I can actually put your picks in.
Yeah, I mean, under. These just are not high scoring squads, right?
They aren't. They aren't.
Skins or Washington are going to win with their defense. They're not going to let Taylor Heineke try to win the games.
I think it started at 42 and it's been betted down to 40.5. So that's the only reason why I'm doing with the over.
Of a 21-17 game here. You know,
I'm looking for a 20. Actually, I'm looking for a 24-20 Redskins. That's what I'm looking at. So we both like the Redskins. You like Washington minus the 3.5?
Yeah, I'll take that. I think you can buy a point if you're smart. You would buy the point, but
do you want to buy the point? I don't have the odds for buying the point. We actually should start doing that though. You talked about that last week.
If you want to be a cautious player, buy the point. Might as well.
Yeah,
you're only paying like 10% premium.
Yeah, exactly. It's not a lot that you're paying, and it's actually a pretty wise strat. It's saved a bunch of people in the past.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if this Washington team wins, it will probably be by a touchdown, I would think. Yeah, I'll take Washington minus 3.5. I'll take the under 40.5, and I will take the money line. Washington.
Yeah, that's where I'm with everything. The only place me and Mike are split on this are the Mike is taking the under. I'll take the over, only because it started early, and it's been bet down pretty significantly. So it's I'm thinking it might have been bet down just enough to where
20 is a very feasible score line.
Yeah. I mean, I don't think many people are expecting a bunch of points this game, that's for sure.
This is just a bad game. I may not even bother to watch this game.
It's a bad game. No one's saying it's a good game.
I'm not entertained by these type of games anymore. I like sports, but I don't need to watch.
Yeah, I have better things to do than to watch this. I got you. I wholly understand. All right, we got the next guy here.
I like this surprise. What is the next surprise?
The next surprise coming up. Yeah, you like it, don't you? Yeah, you like that, don't you? Yeah.
New Orleans.
Yeah, New Orleans. Oh, you see it coming. Oh, look at that.
Solid.
New Orleans.
3.5.
Minus 3.5.
Yeah. Under 45.
Yeah, I think that's what it is.
Oh, 44 now. All right, you started last game. Let me start this game. Let me throw this one out there first. Jameis Winston is not a 5-touchdown, 0 interception. Are the Saints, if he can play like this or even a level below? I mean, his whole thing is just simply you can't throw 30 interceptions again. He's the only.
Yeah, you can't do that.
You can't done that, which is insane. I think Jameis probably. It seems like he learned a lot and he humbled himself last year, sitting up behind Breeze. He was in a quarterback competition with also a terrible quarterback.
That had to have humbled him. He's like way better than Taysom Hill, and Sean Payton was like, "You've got to compete for this job."
Carolina had a nice little win, but they didn't look great at home versus the Jets, the Darnold Bowl, so to speak.
It was the Darnold Bowl.
This is in Carolina, but clearly New Orleans is the better team. Carolina is definitely transitioning still. They may not even keep Darnold as their quarterback after this year. So, I mean, this is all Saints, right? You got to think Saints can cover this 3.5. Similar, if you want to get a little crazy, by that half point, probably safe. But I imagine New Orleans winning by a touchdown here.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be under 44. I just don't see this Carolina team really scoring a lot. I can kind of see the Saints aren't a high, like they had 5 touchdowns last week, but I don't see them repeating that. I think it's going to be like a 28-10 game.
Well, we talked about that. I don't know. Did Rodgers throw that game last week?
He may have. The point. I don't know. I mean, 28-10 is 38 points, right? So,
yeah,
I just don't really see this being like a great high score. Like, I mean, the Saints have they have a good defense. They have good running game. Like, they don't need Jameis to throw 5 touchdowns. And, he threw 5 touchdowns for 150 yards last week. So, Jameis is not like gunning out this offense. So, and 150 yards, and one of those was a 58-yard pass.
It was a bomb, man.
Technically, he actually only threw for 100 yards if that pass didn't count.
It was a lot of Green Bay ineptitude. A lot of Green Bay ineptitude.
Jameis was just throwing little little 2-yard passes to Juwan, whatever.
To John, who's a tight end now. I remember when he was a wide receiver. Like, he's a tight end now.
So, this is all about Saints rolling, Saints covering spread and money line, and I got to pick the under because, again, I just don't see this Carolina team being able to score more than 14 points. Like, what if the Saints win this game 24-14? Then that's
fair. Michael, I'm wholly where you are, except we're split on the over-under again. I'm going to go over. I like your Saints 28. I like Carolina 17. Yeah. I like a 28-17. I think in this game, and you pointed it out astutely, Darnold actually had the higher pass yards per attempt than Jameis last week. So he actually threw the ball down the field a little bit more. But other than that, it's all New Orleans. Like, this screams New Orleans. You were talking about Jameis humbling himself. I also agree with you there. I'm always leery about using language about black people humbling themselves. But at the same time, he did a good job talking about, whenever he tried to he diverted every question about his performance to the city, right? He was like, the city's.
This is a humbling in terms of his cockiness of trying to throw touchdown passes when he threw 30 picks. Put it this way, he left and then Tampa Bay won a Super Bowl. So
that's not great.
There was a problem there.
That's not great. He left, Tampa Bay won a Super Bowl. That doesn't look good for Jameis at all.
No.
At all, especially as the number one.
You can tell that Bruce Arians probably wants Jameis more than he wants Brady.
Yeah, he does.
He's like, this guy can't do it for me.
But I also think in that very same vein, Sean Payton is I'm more than Breeze. I made Breeze, and people are giving Breeze all these kudos. I can make Jameis. Sean Payton's job is harder if Taysom Hill is the quarterback. Much harder.
Agree.
You have ego where it's I can win with this guy, but also you don't want to, you're not trying to Sisyphus this thing, right? Just drag the bull just because you want to prove, because you want to satisfy your ego, right?
Yep.
So I like where you are. We're in accordance with the spread and the win, New Orleans. We differ. Mike likes the under. I'm taking the over. And so there we are. Now, what's next?
What's next? You tell me.
Let's see. We like it. We like all of these, right? Ooh. Let's see.
I saw.
You saw, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
Here we go.
There we go. Ooh. Cincinnati.
It plus 3. I thought it was 2, actually.
It might be 2 now. I put my.
I had it earlier.
If I had bet, I would have put my bet in at 3. Because just for this is on my LinkedIn and my Facebook, and I actually just accepted a new job. I don't bet, but if I did, I would have put my bet in at 3. The Joe Burrow, Jamar Chase. So Jamar Chase had 7 drops in 2 preseason games and went off last week. Right?
He's not dropping him there.
He's not dropping him when it counts, right? Is Andy Dalton still starting?
For now, yes.
This is the Andy Dalton Bowl, right?
Andy Dalton Bowl.
Yeah, I'm going to take Cincy. I'm going to take Cincy for the points. I'm going to take Cincy to win. I don't know about an over-under here. I think last week's game, they went to overtime with Minnesota, right? 27-20.
They did. Minnesota, I think there was like a fumble that wasn't a fumble.
Yeah.
With Dalvin at the end.
Yeah.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, I mean, Cincinnati had a nice little win last week at home. Congrats. Minnesota's probably not an elite team. Bears looked overmatched on Sunday night at LA. I don't think Andy Dalton is their answer, but I think that also means that they don't believe Fields is ready yet.
That Sunday night game was a sharps game. That's why there was no payout. Like, apparently all the big money went on the Rams last Sunday night, and everything happened exactly like
that was a triple win last week.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you. I think you take – I mean, Chicago's favored here, but I think you take Cincinnati +3.
Yeah, that's where I am.
I also think you take Cincinnati money line then, obviously.
Yep, that's where I am.
And then I'm going to take the under because, again, I just sort of see this one's a harder one, but I want to bet every time. I'm going to pick every bet for you. So I'm going to take the under 44.5.
Mike giving the people a lot of value, giving them every bet, huh? Okay.
I just kind of see like a real dumb, like a 17-10 game. Like it's just a shitter.
Yeah.
I don't know how else to describe it. Like this game, we call it.
I don't know.
There's some shit game sometimes each week. This is a shitter.
It's a shitty game. No one's saying it's not a shitty game. Although, do we have hope for Cincinnati?
I do. I think Burrow is the answer.
Did he look healthy? I didn't watch much of last week's game. I'm wondering if he looked healthy. There were reports, a lot of the reports out of Cincinnati, like they had to have been relieved that like they actually won the game between Jamar Chase dropping passes and people saying like Burrow was like hobbling around. Like getting a win had to have been big.
No, I think listen, what's Zach Taylor's like 4 wins total, right? In his career. He's not doing it. But
no, he's not doing it.
I mean, listen, Cincinnati has they got rid of AJ Green over the so they're definitely like really focused on like the youth build out. They got Chase, they got Burrow, they got Mixon, they got a bunch of other young receivers. Like
Cleveland lost, Baltimore lost, Pittsburgh offense was not impressive.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think Cincinnati is a contender for the playoffs, but like they could beat this Bears. I mean, the Bears team has a good defense still, and Montgomery looked pretty good last week, but like they're just kind of in disarray at this point. I think this is like a weird, like Bears are going to finish 7-9 or whatever, 7-10, and like they're going to fire Nagy because it's just like, dude, it's not working.
No, it's not working. It's not working at all.
And meanwhile, like Cincinnati has only can go up.
I'm actually surprised, like he didn't roll with Fields. I guess
I don't think he's ready. I mean,
he might not be ready, but if you roll with Fields, you buy yourself more time, though. If you're Nagy and Pace, right? They let you pick another quarterback. That never happens.
Well, I mean, I think that's the plan, but like I think they're just being cautious, right? I think actually, rookie quarterbacks did no rookie quarterback won last week.
Rookie quarterback won. They're mixed reviews. Mac Jones looked pretty good.
He should have won that game. They're running. Yeah. We'll talk about that later.
Trevor Lawrence has a little Peyton Manning, Cam Newton hit and miss, right? It's like home run or strikeout.
And Zach Wilson did okay, apparently.
Zach Wilson did all right. Yeah. I mean, the offensive line, dude, like he was running around.
Yeah, I think the general consensus is that Mac Jones clearly had the best week.
Yeah.
And then Zach Wilson actually wasn't bad.
Mac Jones might be the most legit one out of all of them. I think he may because of the culture he's coming out of, he may get it the most. Yeah, the stuff I was reading about him is absurd. He was with the defensive players studying the Pats defensive playbook because he was like, if he can get their looks and their plays down, like he'll be able to master any defense in the NFL. They were apparently in an intra-squad fight. The offensive linemen were, I think, with maybe who the Pats scrimmage? Was it the Jets? I'm not sure. Anyway, some offensive line, those intra-squad, the practices, they always get in a fight. He like ran laps with them, like the guys who got into the fight.
Yeah, I mean, clearly he proved that he's the better option than
Yeah, he's a better option. and I mean, I as somebody
I
who loved,
I trust Belichick
as somebody who loved Cam Newton when he like burst onto the scene, he's like now wearing like shawls and women's blouses and like horse racing hats, and I'm like, this guy just has too much money. Like it's like not really.
Yeah, I mean, Cam's a phenomenal quarterback, but clearly he's not into it anymore.
Yeah, and the last 4 or 5 years have been mediocre to bad.
Perfect example of a quarterback losing the Super Bowl and just never.
Yeah, he just never. Yeah, he never got back there.
There's sometimes you can't handle that loss.
He never got back there. Oh, and then particularly remember the post-game press conference afterwards where he
like couldn't even speak. He wore like the hoodie the whole time.
And then you heard the Broncos guys. They were like, we knew the boy couldn't throw, so we made him throw. Like that was Chris Harris was like, yeah, that was bad. Like you don't want to.
Yeah, I mean, he was MVP. They were what, 14-2?
15-1.
15-1.
And they averaged like 34. They averaged like 33 or 34 points a game. They were killing everybody.
This will be a good segue eventually into the Sunday night game discussion.
Yes, it will. We'll talk about that. I'm still on it, but we'll talk about that.
Fair enough.
Definitely talk about that.
Oh, well, I guess we're again 2 of 3.
Yeah.
We'll be thinking the song the same guidelines as me.
Nah, well, I mean, seeing that I'm no, but it's where it is. I guess perfection is what it is. Right?
Fair enough.
All right.
What's our next surprise here?
There we go. That should be it. I'm like, I don't understand. What's happening?
Technology fail. I don't see it.
There she is.
Ooh, I see it.
Houston.
Oh.
At Cleveland.
Oh.
Yeah, man.
Hey, all right, my start.
You can start.
Houston, congrats, you won a game. Right.
A lot of people didn't see that coming. Yeah,
I thought that team could finish 0-17.
Yeah.
But they won like easily too, like against a very. We'll get there too. A very bad Jacksonville team.
Yeah,
Cleveland was in that game. Cleveland could have, should have, maybe won that game if it wasn't for Mahomes. And then secondly, Baker. 12.5 is a lot. As we've said, NFL teams to have like a spread that's almost pushing 2 touchdowns is a lot.
That's a lot.
I actually like Houston plus 12.5 because it is at Cleveland. Houston is bad. Cleveland is clearly better, but I think Cleveland is going to be kind of like a little letdown. Like, we lost the first game again. Like, they'll win, but I don't see them crushing. Like, again, like the competition level in the NFL doesn't allow you to just smoke teams that badly.
True.
So I went to Houston plus 12.5.
And then what else do you like?
Well, money line, you clearly should take Cleveland. It is minus 575, but like Cleveland's going to win this game. So like in that theory, like the better bet is taking Houston plus
minus 725 is what I had.
725. Oh, maybe it's worse now. All right. So yeah, I mean, listen, if you want to win $100 and risk $700, you will probably win that $100.
Yeah.
I mean, I will take Cleveland money line because again, like it's more about just getting that pick right.
Sure.
Houston actually winning the game. And I'm going to take the under 47.5. I think Cleveland wins real sloppy. They're just going to give the ball. Like Baker is a loser. So they're going to give the ball to Chubb and Hunt and just pound these guys. And it'll be like, I don't know, 24-17.
Okay.
No, that's actually, yeah. No.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll win by like a touch, maybe 10 points. Let's call it 24-14.
So I'm looking for a letdown here. I'm thinking Cleveland might be one of those teams that everybody hyped because of last year and they see them coming. I watched a little bit of the Houston game last week. They are not reinventing the wheel. They're literally like taking the play clock down to 1 like every play and like running the ball. Mark Ingram, I think, had 26 carries for 85 yards or something like that. They're trying to get off the field on third down and defense, which is a good strategy, and just like take the air out of the ball. So my problem is Cleveland here. I think Cleveland, even though OBJ is out again, I think Cleveland has the opportunity to push this score up. But Houston won. It was like 37-21 last week or something like that.
Yeah, easily.
Yeah, like easily. So I'm going to take this. This is going to be an opportunity for me to go out on a limb. Not only am I going to take the Houston plus 12.5, I'm going to take Houston to win.
I mean, listen, that is the better bet.
That's a better value play for sure.
I mean,
it's probably not going to happen.
You really want to risk $700 to win $100?
Yeah. Nah. Like on the other hand, I would risk 100 to win 500. Absolutely.
We're on the same path though. I think Houston can keep again. NFL teams, when it's like this big a spread, it always is the underdog that fucking covers.
Yeah, and then we're still different. We're yet again different on the over under. I didn't pick an over under for the Cincinnati Chicago game. What was your what'd you pick, the over or the under?
Under for Chicago. I'm picking a lot of unders. I think last week I picked more overs and like everyone just underscored, so I'm going to try the opposite this week. I think offenses are still like you said, like it's much more of a defensive thing other than like a few games like the Ravens game and like the Chiefs game.
And that went to OT.
Are like just sort of just shit like
that went to OT, and there were like 20 points scored in the fourth quarter of that Ravens game.
So I'm going to take under for both the Cincinnati Chicago game and this Houston Cleveland game. This one is under 47.5. So like, yeah, I mean, I could definitely see this being, like I said, 24-14.
Yep. Yeah. So I'm going to go. I took the over here. I'm going to go 27-24 Houston. I'm looking for a Baker Mayfield turnover and a general letdown from the Browns.
I definitely agree with the letdown.
Yeah. I think they were up for Kansas City, and I think they'll be down for this game. So I feel actually pretty good about the 12.5, even though Houston is bad. They won last week, but let's not fool ourselves. Houston is bad.
How bad is Jacksonville then? We'll get there.
We'll get there. We'll definitely get there. What are your thoughts on
you're opposite of me. Actually, we're different. We're only one of three in this one. You're opposite of me twice. Okay, fair enough.
What are your thoughts on what are your thoughts on Deshaun and what they're trying to do with him?
He clearly cannot play football this year. I mean, like, no.
Can't do it. Yeah. It's pretty dicey.
Can't. Like,
again,
Trevor Bauer is not playing baseball. That's one woman. Like,
that's one woman. Yeah, Deshaun is like 40 masseuses.
Like you clearly. And again, I'm not condoning Trevor Bauer or any of these guys. I'm just saying, like, you can't. No, these guys can't play.
So I'm not condoning any of the sexual assault stuff. Like some of the things the woman was like, I was giving a massage and he like came on my face. I'm like, yeah, you probably don't. When you were giving a massage, you probably didn't want that. I will stand up, and this is all hypothetical. I'm not saying I've engaged in this, or nor do I. Am I speaking from experience? I have no problems with the rub and tug, though.
There's a subculture that exists.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. And I don't think it's anything to be ashamed of. In a world where we are okay with sex workers, and we should be, I don't know why he didn't just come out and say that. It's tough to explain to the layperson. I get it, like PR wise, but it'd been much better off if you just went that way instead of.
That's not the issue, right? Some of these were not consensual. No, yeah. Some of these sound really Once
bad.
That line is crossed,
yeah.
You're not allowed.
We all have a way that we look at masseuses, but it looks like some of these chicks were like legitimate masseuses. And it's like,
I actually knew one who apparently never.
Never engaged in that. Yeah,
never went in that direction.
Yeah, never went that direction. Like there were some like who weren't like on Instagram, they're just like masseuses, and he was like, "Oh, like this is what happens when I get a massage," and it's like, that's dicey. But it is, so he probably can't play this year.
No, I don't think so.
It's interesting to see what'll happen to him. You ready for the next one?
I am. Bring it on.
What do we have? Uh-oh.
There you go.
Rams.
It's actually fun. This is a fun little game here.
It is.
Your selection I just picked, so please, sir.
So as far as I'm concerned, as long as Carson Wentz still acts and looks like Carson Wentz from the last like 3 years and not from like 2017, I'm probably going to have to go against him. I feel like Stafford has new life. Stafford was pretty good last week. He's got new life. He like has a house in LA as somebody who's about to move to LA. Like and you've lived in LA. Like probably a pretty decent spot. So like I feel like he is reinvigorated. He is he's got purpose. Yet they're still the Rams, right? They're still gonna play defense. Like they still got good special teams. And they're still 3 receivers deep, right? Van Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, and Robert Woods are all pretty good. So I'm gonna go. I don't have an over-under here. I'm gonna take the Rams -4, and I'm gonna take the Rams to win. That's where I
am. Yes, I agree with you. I think I have the Rams as my pick for the Super Bowl appearance, right? So
yes, you do.
I'm all about the Rams.
Yes, you do.
Great on Sunday night. Granted, that was not a good Bears team.
No.
Bad Bears team, but like, you know, like you said, Stafford. Listen, he just wanted to get out of Detroit, so like he seems invigorated. I think this is a much better team. Not necessarily on paper, but definitely have better players on both offense and defense. The Colts just kind of put up like a stinker last week, man. They were at home versus the Seahawks and just weren't in that game at all.
Not at all.
16. Carson didn't play badly. He didn't throw any picks. Their running game was non-existent with Taylor and Hines. So, like, I agree with you. I think this is all Rams. I think this is -4. I like that. I like Rams -190 money line.
I got them at -205. So you got a better line than me for that.
Same result.
Well, I count the dollars too. So
all right.
That's $15 more. You have the opportunity to win.
All right.
Not lose, I should say.
Yeah, this one over under is a little tough, right? 48.5. I'm gonna pick the under 48.5. Again, like last week against the Seahawks, who don't have elite defense, the Colts put up 16 points. The Rams have a better defense. The Colts have a good defense. I kind of see this being like a 24-14. I like that score, 24-14.
You do like that score.
I don't know. I just don't see this being high scoring. I don't see how the Colts can. I don't see the Colts putting up 21 points. I don't see the Rams putting up like 35 points.
Yeah,
in Indianapolis too. So like, I just see this being a lazy like 28-14.
Yeah, 47.5 does seem very high for this game, but again, it wasn't. I didn't see a trend either way. As far as I think the opening number was, it actually trends your way. I think it opened at 46 and got bet up to 47.5. So that might lean under if the public is betting that it's going to be higher scoring than that. But again, I think that's a lot of public Carson Wentz, Matt Stafford kind of a thing, and the teams like the Colts. We got some people watching. What about the Jets Pats though? Tell me I didn't miss that.
We actually have
shout out my Aunt Ariane from law school. Excuse me. No, you didn't miss it, man. We're gonna get there at some point. Check back in. It's coming up. We'll definitely have that. I got to get up with you anyway.
There we go. We have a Hey, we just doubled our audience. It's fantastic.
We just doubled our. We were at 0. We actually infinitely improved our audience. It was an infinite increase.
Infinite possibilities.
Possibilities. Are we ready for the next one?
So did you pick the under or the over?
I got no number in that game.
No over under.
No over under.
Fair enough.
No over under.
3 again. What is the next game?
Let's see. What happened to it? Tech fail? What happened? There we go.
Fails sometimes.
Technology does fail sometimes. I don't get it.
I still see Rams.
I still see Rams too. What's happened? That's fascinating to me. It was a tech fail. All right. I guess it got deleted. In the meantime, while I get the banner back up, I'm starting to think your Rams pick to like win this to represent the NFC isn't that bad. Do we think Tampa's defense, like they have a weakness, and it's definitely in the back end. Their secondary is definitely questionable. It was hidden in the Super Bowl because Kansas City couldn't block anybody. But like there's Prescott more or less had his way. And I feel like if Gallup stayed healthy, like they probably win that game, right? They ended up kicking a lot of field goals. Zerline missed a couple of field goals that probably would have been touchdowns with, legit threat at third receiver instead of Cedric Wilson. But that's neither here.
I agree. I don't see a Bucs repeat. I think, well, one, repeating is very difficult.
Very difficult.
And two, like, I don't know. I kind of agree with you. I was a little shocked that Dallas put up such a close game in Tampa.
Right?
Like, not an elite Dallas defense.
There we go.
Fairly more elite Dallas offense, though. Oh, exciting.
There we go.
Let's do it. Wow. All right. Jacksonville, as a USC fan, I'm actually hoping that Urban Meyer quits and becomes USC's head coach.
You know what the rumor is? You actually might be happy about this.
Huh?
You actually might be happy about this. I saw that the lead guy's Bieniemy, huh? He wants to run his own. He wants to run his own shop.
He's a good coach. Listen, minority coaches in certain high positions like that will probably draw better recruits, which USC needs.
Yeah.
It does worry me that he's not a head coach at this point in his career. Granted, they are saying, minority, et cetera, but like, if he was really such a good coach, I think that would be not a problem. So, like, clearly something is amiss with Eric Bieniemy, in my opinion.
So I'll disagree with you there. I just say, what's 30?
Listen, but USC needs a good coach. So I'm all about it. If USC can get Urban, I'm going to fucking take Urban.
I feel like
Urban has won national championships at two different schools. And
Urban has won national championships at two different schools.
Yeah. Like
that is
USC, true. Ohio State and Florida experienced like massive success under Urban Meyer. So like if he can bring that to USC and we win a championship, I'll be happy.
You guys are a long ways off from a championship though.
But if there's a guy who can get us there quickly, it's Urban.
Yeah, Urban can. I agree with that.
So
that
was sort of like a we kind of went off track there, but like Urban is not designed to be an NFL coach. Apparently, like he's just not supposed to be. Like I like how he, I'm going to challenge myself coaching the NFL. I have championships in college. Like, he's pulling the Spurrier, the Saban. Like he's just going to fall in the same pattern, dude. Like this guy is not supposed to be an NFL coach. Like apparently, this Jags team was like ill prepared for last week against a. If the Jags were like the second team in the NFL, they lost badly to the 31st team in the NFL.
Yeah, they definitely did not look good. It was definitely shocking.
It's great they're playing at home. Like Trevor Lawrence was like outmatched last week. Like he just didn't look good.
He had some good throws. We had like 330, 3 touchdowns.
Yeah, they were playing the 31st best team last week.
Yeah, they were playing
the 32nd best team.
That's disconcerting.
So like Broncos, this is all Broncos.
I told you,
Broncos are an elite team, but like
I told you, I think they might. So whenever Teddy Bridgewater is your quarterback, like you're not going to lose the game. He's not going to win you many games.
Yeah, he's like the anti-Jameis.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's like, I'm just here not to fuck up.
So
go ahead. No, it's like sometimes you just want competence, right?
Yeah, this is all Denver. Like I don't know, like maybe Jacksonville can put it together this week, but Denver seems to be like they got veterans, they know what they need to do.
Good
defense. They went into New York and bitch New York Giants, who are clearly a better team than the Jags. They're going to go into Jacksonville, win by 6. They're going to definitely cover the money line, which is like minus 275.
Yeah, I got 255.
And then like the under, like I mean Denver again. Denver's not trying to like crush teams; they're just winning. So like, I'll take under 45 too.
So we got what do we think about this? What Zach Wilson is better than Lawrence. Wow. Wow. The hot takes have started in week 2.
After one game, I don't
know. I was on the easy there. Easy there.
Did he have a better game than Lawrence? Yes.
Yes, he did. He did. Lawrence, it was very Peyton Manning-ish.
Yeah, I mean, Peyton Manning was 1-15 his first year.
330, 3 TDs,
or no, was he
390s?
3-13. 3-13 his first year.
Yeah, and actually, let me take that back. You know what Trevor Lawrence's game was like last week? It was a very Jameis game. That's what it was.
How amazing is it that Trevor Lawrence had never lost a regular season football game in his entire career?
Yeah, that's remarkable. That's remarkable. You know that shit was going to end in the NFL.
4 years of high school, 3 years of college. He did not lose a regular season game. Ever.
I'm very much worried about your fellow Asian DJ Uyunglele.
I mean,
that did not look good.
They lost.
Last week he was better.
They lost to Georgia.
They lost to Georgia.
An ex-SC quarterback, the guy we should have kept, not we should have kept JT. I've already told you this. We should have kept JT Daniels.
He looked lost.
Everyone is literally everyone is like they should have kept Daniels and not gotten rid of Slovis. I mean, sorry, the other way around. Yeah, not gotten rid of Daniels, kept him.
I thought Slovis was the guy.
He sucks. He's dead.
He had
a really good.
Every time I've seen him,
he had the best statistical year ever as a freshman quarterback or something like that. His freshman year stats were amazing. Now I
feel like I called you one night. Maybe it was when you lost to Arizona State. I was like, "Is his arm hurt? Like it looks like he can't throw."
No, I mean last week was the perfect storm, right? Of USC losing badly at home to Stanford, and then Oregon winning at Ohio State.
You sum that up very well.
You literally see the gap between the programs so drastically large that they
summed that up very well when you talked about you got to stop the gap. I guarantee you, the regents met that night. And we're like,
the gap was just so obvious.
It has to stop now. So
right.
no more Clay Helton. You were never a Clay Helton fan, though.
No, never. That was a bad choice.
Whose choice was that? Was that Swan?
No, so SC has pretty much all the last 10 years has been SC trying to recapture Pete Carroll.
So what was he? Was an assistant.
That's why they had, Kiffin. That's why they had Stark. And then that's why they had Helton. These were
they chose the wrong one. They should have chosen
all Pete Carroll guys. Because when SC had Pete Carroll, they crushed it, right? It was like an urban thing, right? Pete Carroll came in and within 5 years we were in one NFL. Well, no, I think we had to give back the trophy, but whatever. We were one college championship and then one Bush push or whatever the fuck it was away from being a second college champion. So we almost won back to back. So
dominant teams.
Yeah. So we won 2 Heismans.
Yeah. Dominant players,
round draft picks back to back. All they've been trying to do is literally been this guy worked under Pete Carroll, let's hire him. And then
did we not go? We went to one of their losses, right?
I've been to a bunch of their games where they lost. So.
No, did we? No, didn't me, you, and Mork go to the? Did Vitek beat them at Redskins Stadium that year?
I didn't go to that game. I think you and Mork did. That was the pre-Carroll days. Or early Carroll days.
Yeah, maybe that was early.
That was when they were ascending.
Yeah.
So, anyway,
that was that. No, that was solid. You ready for the next one?
Well, what were your picks?
Oh, did you have a number? Oh, I was right along with you. Hey, I kind
of under 45 too. All three.
I got Denver -6, Denver -255. No over under for me. What would you add? The over or the under?
The under. Like I said, this is a 21-10 game.
Yeah. If you haven't noticed, I kind of sort of believe in Teddy Bridgewater. That guy snapped his leg in half and was like, "Yes, I'm going to come back to play." I love
that he can play. I mean,
I love me some me, but if that were me, I'd probably just collect the insurance.
He's not elite, but he's playing.
Yeah, I'd probably collect the insurance and just call it quits.
Like a better version of Fitzpatrick almost at this point.
Yeah, he doesn't turn the ball over as much.
But and he's like, games, so.
Yeah, he's competent in the 2-minute drill also. He's I can drive us to get a field goal. I'm not going to throw the touchdown pass, but I'll drive us for a field goal.
What is the next game, sir?
Here we go, sir.
Oh,
Bills at Dolphins. Interesting game here. Very interesting game here. Dolphins coming off a squeaker in New England. Bills looked very uninspired against Pittsburgh. Had a lead, lost it, and didn't really do anything the entire week, though. I don't know.
This is a tough game. 3.5, right?
Yep.
This is like you take Buffalo by the half point, in my opinion.
Is that where you are?
That's
Buffalo and a half point.
Because, first of all, the Dolphins won last week, but they should have lost.
Yep.
Buffalo didn't look good, but they are a good team.
We were told.
I can see them bounce back a little bit. Miami, Tua doesn't really show anything in terms of elite quarterback at this point, in my opinion.
No.
Josh Allen didn't have a good game, but he is probably an elite quarterback. So,
yeah,
you got to give. I mean, Buffalo is just probably the better team, and an AFC East divisional game always tough. But I'm going to take the Bills. I'll take Bills minus 3.5. I'll take Buffalo money line minus 177, and then I'm going to keep going this under train. These teams are just not beating. They're not going to score high points. Under 47.5. That's again 24.
Yeah, that's so. The number seems. I don't
that score out there 24-20.
The number seems high to me, but I actually bet the over because I like Buffalo to kind of sort of right the ship. I think they scored 16 points last week. I'd like for I think their offense is going to click a little more.
And the Dolphins scored 17 points last week.
Yeah, that wasn't great. That wasn't great.
So
Buffalo doesn't have a good defense.
That was 33 points total.
Yeah, Buffalo doesn't have a good defense, and also this game is in Miami. For that reason, I'm going to take Miami. Not only to cover the 3.5, I'm going to take Miami to win. Yeah. I kind of like what Brian Flores and Miami have going. They could have let the Xavier Howard situation kind of derail, and they got that taken care of. It looks like it's going to be a mediocre Tua and the defense, right? That's how they're going to try to do it. Tua don't lose us the game. By the way, I didn't know. Mac Jones is better than Tua.
After one game?
After years.
I mean, didn't Tua beat out Mac Jones for 3 years? For 2 years? They were in the same recruiting class. So,
it looks like Mac Jones.
Who knows?
This real personal
thing, right? Tom Brady never started at Michigan either. So.
Yeah, it looks like Mac Jones took that real personal.
Yeah, I mean, Mac Jones obviously crushed it last year for Alabama, and then is looking good after week one. They did lose again. So they did
lose.
But I don't know. I don't think you can make is Zach Wilson better than it's who knows? It's been one.
No, I don't know.
He's not looking elite though. So the bar is low for Mac Jones to surpass him.
Yes, he is. The bar is low. I think it's easier for Mac Jones to pass Tua than it would be for Zach Wilson to pass Trevor Lawrence. Whatever you say about Trevor Lawrence, he has tools. He was making legit NFL tools last week.
People are literally been this guy's it. I don't think. I mean, they've said that before about quarterbacks, but I think unanimously people were this guy's it. So
yeah.
All right. Well, look at that. The triple
opposition, huh? But we had you Buffalo minus 3.5. This by the way, because we're doing it this way, I can just embed it. The write-up is already done. This will be posted immediately after we're done here. There you go. Our operation has gotten much more efficient.
Yeah, we're entering 2021 here.
Yes, we are. Yes, we are. It's a reality. That Buffalo minus 177. I don't know. I think we could see a lot of surprising 0-2 teams.
You took the Dolphins in both this, so
I did.
I hope you win. Maybe not. Probably not.
Probably not, but
all right.
That's why we don't know until we do it, right?
For sure.
Let's take a look and see, make sure things are all right. The next game, Ariane, I hope he stayed tuned in. I hope he is the one viewer that stayed because we're about to do the Pats at the Jets. That's the one. It would suck if he missed.
Literally, this is the game he stayed for. Oh.
It's the game that he stayed for, right? He might just leave after this, and we have no. There it is.
All right.
There it is. This was the first one that I was conflicted on, and I'll tell you why. New England lost last week, but they looked okay.
Yep.
The Jets lost last week, but they kind of looked okay also, though.
Yep.
Like, I didn't think they were like, same old miserable Jets or anything like that. I don't know. I had the double plus there. That's my fault, guys. And it's still there. That's unacceptable.
It's okay. I agree with you. This is not an easy game. I mean, 6 points is a lot.
6 points is a lot. That's exactly what I was thinking, Michael. 6 points is a lot. This is the first King David, first splitting of the baby for me. I'll take the Jets plus 6. I'll take New England to win the game. And I like the over here. I like a Mac Jones, Zach Wilson 24-20 boy. I think it's New England 24, Jets 20, something like that. That's where I am. What say you, sir?
I'm all Pats. I don't think this Jets team's ready to win games yet. Belichick is better.
Yes.
Mac Jones is better.
Yes, he is.
The Patriots defense is better. So I don't care if it's in New York or not. I think the Pats are -6. I'll take the Pats.
Yeah.
I also take Pats money line. I mean, if they're going to win this game, I think. I don't think the Pats are going to win this game. And then I'm going to take the under. I mean, look, the Jets. I mean, the Pats lost, and the other team scored 17 points last week. So, like, I don't see this being high scoring. I see this being 21-10.
21-10 would be New England -6, New England -250, and under 42.5. Yep. Very plausible. Very plausible. Like I said, I like a 24-20. And hopefully we'll be able to see it come out my way.
Not an easy game to pick.
But neither of these teams are as bad as well, no one ever really thinks the Pats are going to be bad. Last year was the first time they were under 500 in forever.
Exactly.
And then the Jets, they compete. You can tell they aren't as demoralized with Salah as the coaches they were with Peyton Manning's quarterback.
I mean, they can only go up. So
yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah, that was not an elite Carolina team by any means. So.
No, it was not.
Nor was it. I mean, I would say the Dolphins were the best of those 4 teams, and they lost when they could have won the Pats. So that's why I'm going to take the Pats.
Yeah. No, your reasoning is there. Your reasoning is there. I just think 6 is too. I think 6 is too many.
It's a lot.
I also think
road team +6 when they're not really an elite team. I mean, road team -6 when they're not really an elite team is definitely a tough call.
Yeah, I think 6 is too many. I think the road, like you said, the road team here is not, super elite, though they do have that kind of pedigree. I like to see the Jets battle. I like to see the Jets competing. Here's the Jet. Here we got a resident Jets fan here who is on the Lawrence is going to get crushed with that Jacksonville O-line. The Jacksonville offensive line is not good. Yeah, that's probably true.
Agree.
Mike, he's not where you are on Jameis. He feels Jameis is taking that next step. Jameis had 5 touchdown passes last week.
To like a second-tier quarterback from a third-tier quarterback? Yeah, I guess so.
Jameis had 5,000 yards and 30 touchdowns.
And 30 interceptions.
He also had 30 picks. Yeah, you can't forget that part. That sticks out.
No one has even come close to 30 picks.
Lawrence's career will be over in 4 years. Wow. No faith in Urban Meyer to build the offensive line. I think that loss of Etienne hurts too. That was going to be like the safety valve and the slot guy too. Jameis does this is true. Jameis definitely needs a 30 for 30 touchdowns, 30 INTs. How do you do that?
No, that's the show.
I know. But it's the same kind of you get what he's trying to do there right now.
Like
30 for 30. Yeah. And then 5,000 yards. They had weapons.
Jameis Winston, this is what's going to happen. Jameis is going to have an okay season. He's going to get a contract from some shitty team to be the starting quarterback, not the Saints, and then he's going to suck again. You heard it here first.
There it is. That's a bold prediction. I would love Jameis's 30 for 30 would be ridiculous. Like that guy was acting a fool.
He did steal crab claws.
Yes, he did. He was acting a fool at Florida State, but they won a national.
He's been like arrested 3 times. Or no, he got sexual harassment once. And
he got the sexual. He beat that
he grabbed the Uber driver's ass.
Uber driver, yeah. And then that was the last decent Florida State team.
He also stole crab legs from.
He did steal crab legs. That was like 7 years ago. My Florida State Seminoles lost to Jacksonville last week.
He's trying to steal crab legs.
He did try to steal crab legs. I don't understand that. Why didn't he just ask for them? You know they would have given them to him. Like, why did he steal them? Like, I don't get it.
Oh, are you going to the bathroom?
Phone's going to die. Got to charge the phone.
All right.
It's an informal podcast around these parts, sir. We're very informal.
Hey, man. You got to do what you got.
We did class up the graphics.
We did. What's the next one?
He could have just been like, I'm going to get these crab. Like, do you think they would have made him pay for them? Probably not.
Probably not.
Yeah. Right?
I mean, it was like, what, $20?
Yeah, it was like, exactly. Right? It's like, you can have those.
Max.
Dude, we were under.
He's stealing like 10 pounds here. Or was he stealing like 2-3 pounds of crab legs?
Yeah, exactly. Crab legs. He's famous Jameis. Famous Jameis gets crab legs if he wants them. And I forgot about the other one. It was like the soda at Burger King, right?
Oh, yeah.
I did like a free soda or something like that. They were like, he should have just been like, I'm gonna get the soda instead of like just trying to.
Calamity of poor decisions in this life.
Poor decisions. A lot of poor decisions. Great team though. Last great quarterback we've had.
Hey man, he's you don't pick these guys as first picks, and they're not necessarily bad. Like they're just, well, other than Jamarcus Russell.
Other than Jamarcus was really bad. There have been some bad ones. Jamarcus was bad though. I like they fell in love with the gun. Who was the quarter? Was that Les Miles? I think it was Les Miles. Yeah, Les Miles sold him too.
They won a national championship.
They did win a national championship, but they were like rotating quarterbacks, weren't they? Or was it just Jamarcus?
No, I think that was just Jamarcus here.
It could have been just Jamarcus. You're right.
All right, two more 1 o'clock games.
Yeah, I think so. We're almost halfway through.
There we go.
I think doing this Wednesday is great. Wednesday's the middle of the week. We got nothing. I was gonna go to the O's Yankees game. That's what I was gonna ask you.
Do you know anyone who has tickets to the Chiefs Ravens?
No, I don't. I'm going to the Chiefs Redskins October 17th though. God damn it, Chiefs Washington football team. October 17th.
We should try to go to the Ravens Chiefs game.
I'd love to go to the Ravens Chiefs game.
I don't live in the city. You're the one who has to milk some.
I feel as though tickets to that game are going to be difficult to come by.
It is the first game. That's true.
It's the home opener. People have been waiting for that for
Ravens
a while.
were like 0-5, and then
And I don't know if you know this, even though I do know you know this. People love Lamar Jackson down here. Love him.
Well, we're gonna get to that game. So
I'm having random conversations in bars with people who are like, "Yeah, he's better than."
Well, we can watch it Sunday night. I'll let you know.
Yeah, let's watch it Sunday night. I'm having random conversations with people who are like, "Yeah, he's better than Mahomes." I'm like, okay, man. All right. You ready?
Yeah. I think it's my pick too. I mean, my selection.
Look at that.
All right, Niners won.
Look at that.
Versus a very mediocre Detroit team in Detroit.
Yes.
Eagles won easily versus a very mediocre Falcons team in Atlanta.
Yes.
So, actually, funny stat. Someone sent this. An Eagles fan, Mufali, sent it to me. Jalen Hurts has thrown for over 300 yards more times than Lamar Jackson has.
Yeah.
In the season.
Because
Jalen Hurts has thrown for 300 yards twice. One was this past weekend.
Yeah.
Lamar Jackson has thrown for 300 yards once.
In his career?
Yeah. Regular season. Well, actually,
regular season,
because he sucks in the playoffs. So yeah.
Playoffs, he was over 300 in that game. They lost to Tennessee. All those garbage yards. Yeah,
regular season.
That's probably because Jalen Hurts is a better thrower of the football than Lamar Jackson. That's
so
probably
Jalen Hurts is like, I don't know, 9. How many starts? He's like 7 starts.
Yeah, exactly.
He has 2 300-yard games, and Lamar has 1 in his regular season career.
Yeah.
I like Jalen Hurts. I think I actually, let's be fantasy dorks here. I have Jalen Hurts as my starting quarterback.
Yeah. I think that's it.
I
wish we had taken last week's show seriously because I feel like you had some fantasy tidbits that were good. Jalen Hurts is your fantasy quarterback is wholly viable. You don't really have to spend any money for him.
He's the top 10 quarterback, maybe top 5. Who knows? Yeah. Anyway, I actually got to go with the better team here, though, and San Francisco is the better team. 3.5 at Philly. I mean, Philly's a tough place to play, but this is a San Francisco team. They did lose Mostert, and they gotten banged up again. But if this San Francisco team can maintain its core, which is Bosa, probably Garoppolo, even though he's not elite, but he's kind of like a better version of Bridgewater. I think this is a good San Francisco team. That's a competitive San Francisco team in the NFC. So
by the way, go ahead.
I would pick the Niners just because I still think this is an Eagles team, new quarterback. I mean, not new coach. They're not great. Other than, I don't know. I'm going to pick the Niners in this one. I might be wrong in this, but I just feel like the Niners are better.
Speaking of Bosa, it was very interesting. In that Detroit game, he had you saw Taylor Decker got hurt, and so they moved Sewell from right tackle to left tackle. He kind of struggled at right tackle. Moved over to left tackle, kind of sort of handled Bosa. And Bosa
was a beast. He's the best.
Yeah, Bosa was I saw him on tape. I don't know why they have him playing right tackle. He should be the left tackle for the next 10 or 15 years. So it looks like Decker got hurt, and Detroit might actually get better because Sewell's a natural monster, protecting quarterbacks. Yeah. So I thought that was an interesting tidbit. As far as this game is concerned, I'm looking at it's in Philly. Jalen Hurts is a mobile quarterback. He's got his college receiver. I think Rager's more of a 2 than a 1 anyway. Miles Sanders looked good. Ertz, I guess, put the contract aside. The Eagles personnel actually kind of works. They're like a 2 wide receiver, 2 tight end team. They're pretty good at all of those positions. For those reasons, I'm going to take the Eagles plus 3.5, and I'm going to take the Eagles to win.
I'm the opposite, but I don't disagree with your analysis. I mean, this is a pick'em game in theory, if you think about it. I mean, listen, I want to cheer for – I actually want to cheer for the Eagles. But for some reason, this Niners team, every other year, they're good. So last year they sucked. This year they're good.
Yeah. I don't get why –
I don't know. That's kind of what my theory is on this.
Yeah, I don't get why – to me, this should be like a pick'em or a regular Eagles -3 where it's just I don't understand why it's San Francisco -3.5. I think maybe because – Mostert went down and Mitchell had that day. I saw he was the number 1 fantasy pickup this week.
That always happens though. Some guys
early on,
everyone spends their money on the back.
20 average. It's tough to convince me to spend a quarter of my budget for the year on Eli Mitchell. That seems
always happens every year. Every year this happens. Some first or second week that starter goes down, the backup's available, and everyone's like, I'm going to bet all my $150 out of 100. It's I don't think Elijah, whatever the fuck this guy's name is. Whatever. Anyway. And I'm going to pick the under. I'm going to pick the over 50. I think there's a high-scoring game, 28, 31. I don't know, some shit.
You're comfortable with Garoppolo?
Yeah, Jimmy G's not bad, dude. Jimmy G
is that where we are now? I didn't know
is actually a winner, though.
Well, if he was a winner, they wouldn't have drafted a quarterback at 3.
He took him to the Super Bowl, a game they should have won.
Well, if he had made the throw, they would have won.
Could have won.
Didn't though.
Anyway, I'm going to take the over. I'm opposite you.
I got over 50. I got no number in that game.
All right, fair enough.
No number in that game. So we're on the opposite end of that spectrum, which is good.
What's the last 1 p.m. game?
Last 1 o'clock game. Let's see what we can get here for this last 1 o'clock game. It's interesting because it's actually the artwork for the write-up, which I thought was pretty interesting. They were at the Pro Bowl last year, and it was like, I'm going to take up for this guy. And Roethlisberger was like, yeah, I'm going to take up for this guy. For Derek Carr. Pretty fascinating. Raiders at Steelers, right? I want to make sure I have the number right here because it was interesting to me. This was another one where I was like, this doesn't seem right, but maybe it is right.
Right?
What'd you say?
5.5.
Yep, that's what I had. And also the number too. But then again, the Steelers did not look explosive on offense last week, and the Bills' defense is not great.
The Vegas defense is not great either. They did get to Lamar, but I think the Steelers have much better receivers than the Ravens do, so they can sort of get the ball out to those guys to make plays. Yeah. I think the Steelers' defense is better than the Ravens' defense in terms of we're just a little banged up, but they have much more. I don't know. I just think that Vegas team, they were playing their first home game in Vegas ever, like Monday night. Like a lot of the stars aligned for them to win this game, but that's not a good Vegas team.
No, it's not.
And the Steelers are not. I don't really consider the Steelers the elite AFC team, but they just beat one of the better AFC teams.
They beat one of the better AFC teams.
I'm going to go with the Steelers. The Steelers. This is what's going to happen. Like last year, Steelers are like 12-0, and then they lose 4 out of the last 5. So like, I can see Steelers kind of pulling off some nonsense like that. Like they start hot and then they sort of fizzle. So I'm going to take Steelers minus 5.5. It's in Pittsburgh. I think Vegas is coming off that high, short week. They're just going to lose in Pittsburgh. And then I'm going to take money line because I think Pittsburgh's going to win this game. And then I'm going to take over 47.
Money line and over 47. So you got Pittsburgh minus 5.5. Make sure I got this right.
Pittsburgh minus 250.
Pittsburgh minus 250. I think that's what I had too.
And then over 47.
Pittsburgh minus 250. Over 47. Let's make sure this is on record here. Good to have this. So this game looks pretty even to me, actually. I think Darren Waller might be one of the biggest mismatches in football, and they just feed him. The Raiders are kind of sort of having like that kind of sort of Al Davis, like we have like measurable monsters, like that's what we're going after. Waller, Josh Jacobs is a beast, a fast guy that's really strong. I still don't believe in Derek Carr, but I mean he looked better than Lamar last week, so I don't know what to make of that.
Other than the overtime. Which wasn't his fault, actually.
It was not his fault. Carl Nassib, the first openly LGBT player in the NFL, looked solid last week. Max Crosby, like Alcoholic Anonymous, Victor along with Darren Waller, looked solid last week. Number 4 overall pick, Cleveland Farrell can't see the field. Like those two guys are ahead of him. They're like, it's like 2 years now. We're like 2-3 years deep. They're like, they're better than you. And it's like,
well, Crosby was that same class, but
Crosby was the same class. Yeah. 4th round pick. So I don't know what to make of it. It's interesting. So I had Derek Carr. I have over Roethlisberger. But I had Pittsburgh kind of sort of valued a little bit higher because, like you said, they played a better team, a quote-unquote elite team in the AFC, and beat them. I think Pittsburgh's defense is better, right? But I think Vegas, they showed me something against the Ravens last week. They're a little opportunistic. And they didn't set up shop when they had the classic Derek Carr tipped INT. I for sure thought the Ravens were going to win. After they had the touchdown taken away, and then like he throws the red zone pick. And I was like, okay, well, I guess this is a wrap. Like, we'll take this one in an ugly game, and then they held on to do it. For that reason, I'm going to take Vegas to cover the 5.5, and that's it. I don't have anything for the number, and I don't have anything for the money line. I think Vegas is going to cover the 5.5. That's all I got.
Well, meant to make the decision there, but hey.
I mean, I feel like it was a very firm decision.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't.
Vegas plus 5.5.
I think we're all. I'm an old school guy. I like the old school Steelers over this like newfound Vegas team.
A lot of speed, man. Henry Ruggs, the guy Brian Edwards that scouts like. A lot of speed, man. A lot of speed. It's a very Al Davis-like team.
Those teams never really won anything, though.
Al Davis has a couple of Super Bowls, my goodness.
I mean, like from like the 80s, not the like or 70s.
Yeah, 70s, like early 80s
or 2000.
Don't you dare, and the early 80s. Don't you dare disrespect Jim Plunkett and Howie Long like that, sir. Tom Flores.
John Madden was your coach. That's how old.
Yeah, John Madden. That was the 70s. And then the 80s was Plunkett and Howie Long and Tom Flores and Willie Gault.
I mean, come on.
Yeah. Tom Flores, the first Latino coach in the
with Latin month. This is Latin.
Yeah, it's Latin month. Latin month. You're right. It started today. Good call.
Why does it start only half the month?
I don't know. It's September 15th through October 15th. Right. I don't.
It's a little weird.
Yeah, it's almost like something was pitched.
Why didn't they just give him like September or October?
Yeah. Is it the days? Maybe it's a Catholicism thing.
Could be. Lunar calendar.
Yeah, could be. Yeah, could. Like I said,
tomorrow is a lunar holiday.
It gets dicey when it comes to
tomorrow's a holiday.
Tomorrow, what's tomorrow?
Yom Kippur.
Is it Yom Kippur? Do I have to go to school? Yeah, I do. It's a Catholic school.
They don't celebrate those holidays.
They don't celebrate those holidays. I wish they did. Days off or wins for all of us. Right.
All right. Well, now we're in the 4:00 games here.
We're in the 4:00 games now. We got like 6 of these, and then the Sunday night, and then the Monday night.
4:00 games this week, so we got 6 games to go here.
We got 6 games. There's only 4:00 games. Okay, that works. We got 6 games to go. We probably aren't going to get it in the hour and a half. It's probably 2 hours.
Well, that's fair.
What we're probably looking at. So that's fine. Wednesday night ends up being the perfect night for this. Then like I said, I'll check on the Yankees. I wanted to go to that game tonight, but. This is obviously more important. The fact that I was motivated because of the poor show we had last night. Luckily, no one will ever see it, so it's great. We can't put out a product like that. And here we are. I think this is right. Kind of a surprise last week, right?
I don't see it yet. Oh,
like the Cardinals gave a drubbing to Tennessee. Like, where did that come from?
In Tennessee versus a typically solid Tennessee team.
Are they missing Arthur Smith? Could be.
Oh, maybe after one game. Who knows? But then Arthur Smith. We'll talk about
it.
Not
great. That was not great.
4?
Yeah.
4.5 now. Shit. Yeah, I mean, look, Minnesota put up a stinker. They lost to Cincinnati in Cincinnati. They don't have, outside of Dalvin Cook. I mean, it's weird because Minnesota has, elite dudes, but then, their defense is, not great, and then, does Kirk Cousins just suck? So, they have an elite – two pretty elite receivers, and they have an elite running back. So, something is amiss. Listen, it's in Arizona. Let's call them what it is. They had a nice run. I think let's continue the momentum. Let's maybe Arizona's got it this year. They're not playing a good team, so they should 4.5 at home versus a struggling Minnesota team. They should win this.
It is overwhelmingly the best division in football. There is no weak team in that division. The Rams, the Seahawks, the Cardinals, and the 49ers. There's no weak team in that division at all.
They got to win these games to stay competitive.
They have to win. Exactly. Exactly.
So I'm gonna take Arizona. Let's across the board over 50.5. This is not gonna be a defensive battle. Like these teams can put up points. So like I'm gonna take Arizona minus 4.5 over 50.5 and Arizona minus 200.
I got him at 195. So
yep.
I'm right there with you. I wholly co-sign with what you have. Also with Lamar, with Josh Allen and Mahomes, I'd probably rather have Kyler Murray than Lamar. Also, it seems like I worried about his midget. Yeah, I worried about him being a little midget, but he's just as fast and he's way better throwing the football. So like, what? Like why? He's just not as quick, right? He's not going to.
I mean, if you asked me this last year, I would say definitely not.
Yeah.
Early signs this year, you might be right.
Yeah. He's got a little bit of Kyler Murray. You know who his son is. I shouldn't say son. His facsimile is the Alabama quarterback, right? Bryce Young.
Oh yeah.
They both run.
That was a USC miss.
That was a USC miss. Yeah. He was committed to USC.
Yeah, like Matter Day has sent like Keyshawn Johnson said this. He's like, for God's sakes, this guy went to Matter Day.
Yeah,
they really sent every good kid to USC.
Yeah.
For some reason this kid didn't go to USC. So.
Yeah, that's not good. That's not good.
Anyway, no, I agree. I think Kyler Murray's maybe this is the year, dude. He looked good. I mean, he's always
been a pretty big year last year, numbers wise. They faltered at the end. They were what? They were 6-2 and finished 2-6. After the Hail Mary, they were 6-2, and then they finished 2-6.
Could have just let it all out after that game.
Yeah, I think that was it. I think you're spot on. I think they kind of sort of just that was just it. That was all.
I mean, listen, they got to win these games. Minnesota's struggling. Like this is all Arizona in the desert. So I'm going to take across the board, like I said. And you're in accordance. You said
I'm in accordance. No number for me, but everything else,
right.
Everything else works. Let's hit the next one. I really do like Kyler Murray. I like the elite athletic quarterbacks. He scrambles to throw. He's not scrambling to run. And that puts so much more pressure on the defense. Not to cross back over to college, but they were talking about Miami was talking about, our plan was to take away Alabama's running game. This was 2 weeks ago. And make Bryce Young like beat them throwing the ball. And then they were like, he beat us throwing the ball. And so they were like, what's the biggest thing that surprised you? And they were like, he's not scrambling to like run. Like we knew about, I think he ran a 4.37 or something like that. So like they knew about the elite speed. And it was like, it wasn't about that at all. Like he's like scrambling with his head up, like looking to make plays downfield. And it's like, I wish our quarterback did that. It looks like he scrambles, he tucks and runs. And I know I'm going to get killed for being so down on Lamar, but I mean, he was the NFL MVP. So like,
yeah, so that's why it's tough to say that Kyler's better because Lamar actually has an MVP.
I'd rather have Kyler Murray
and has actually gone to the playoffs 3 times.
Yeah, he's Lamar.
Again, it's more of the disappointment that Lamar hasn't gotten better, while Kyler may be able to get better.
Yeah. How about this? Lamar Jackson as a starter is 30-8.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It's tough. Very tough. Next one.
Sure.
Falcons at Bucks. Tom Brady is 44. It's another split guy for me. I think Tampa's definitely going to win. I don't like the 12.5 points in a divisional matchup. That's pretty simple for me. Yeah, I don't think Atlanta's good. Like I don't think they're gonna win. I just don't like 12.5 points in a divisional game. Like it just feels like it's too many points. Plus, I think Atlanta was embarrassed last week. And they're gonna want to have a better showing.
You would think. No, I mean 12.5 is massive, but Atlanta lost 32-6 last week in Atlanta.
Was not great.
So I'm going to take Tampa Bay across the board. I'll take the 12.5. Tampa Bay can't beat this team by 2 touchdowns. Like, are they the best team in the NFL? I think I'm going to take Tampa. I mean, whatever. I might be eating my words, but I'll take Tampa 12.5. I'll take Atlanta. I mean, I'll take Tampa to win, obviously. That's a no-brainer. And then
that number is 52.
I'm going to take the under because Atlanta is going to lose 38-10.
Wow. You don't have Atlanta having much of a shot here. Tampa across the board and the under 52. I'll take Atlanta to cover and Tampa to win the game. We both like Tampa to win.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. Like we were talking about a little bit earlier, Tampa's defense is really not even the defense because the front seven is still great. It's the secondary.
It's not bad. That safety.
He's not. Corners. They're lacking corners bigly, sir.
Yeah, but they're like all about the pass rush, right? It's like the opposite of the Ravens.
And they have like gambling corners, right? They're like trying to get interceptions and they go for turnovers, and as a result, they'll give up big plays.
I mean, I'm not confident in that 12.5, but like this is a bad Atlanta team.
It's a bad Atlanta team. How much longer are they just going to ride out Matt Ryan's contract? It sounds like that's what they're going to do, right? And
what's their other option?
I mean, they could have gotten rid of him, right? That's an option.
I think they're just rolling with him this year, and they're like
gotten some picks and started this rebuild. You can't rebuild with him.
No.
Like keeping him is like, yeah, we're gonna compete. It's like, how? But that's not the
Josh Rosen or Felipe Franks, so
yeah.
That's not the
no, that's not good.
That's not the answer.
This is an interesting game here also. The next one.
Ooh.
Yeah.
In LA, first game for LA in the stadium.
Yeah, look at that number.
First game in LA in the stadium.
No. This game's extremely close.
Let me hear your thoughts.
This game's extremely close. It's like a razor thin margin. Dak looked great last week, but so you know how I feel about Justin Herbert. I'm really high on him. The Chargers were able to effectively run the ball and play defense, wait for it, allowing them to win a close game. When they always lose close games, like that's what the Chargers do, right?
That was the Anthony Lynn issue.
That was the Anthony Lynn issue.
Losing close games.
Yeah, that's what they do. So if Staley has corrected that in game one, that's like a culture thing. That's legit. Dallas's defense was way better. They turned Tampa over. They stopped the run. They did a lot of things, and they took advantage of the turnovers. But the Chargers won a close game. Like to me, that's like awe-inspiring. So I'm gonna split the baby here. I'm gonna take Dallas to cover the spread. But I think the Chargers are going to win a close game. I think this is a more like a pick'em game. And so I'm going to go Dallas +3. I'm going to take the Chargers money line, and I'm going to go under 55.5. Brandon Staley, I remember that guy when he was a MAC quarterback. Now he's like a defensive guru. I think the Chargers defense is legit. I think it's more legit than the Bucs defense. So I'm going to take the under 55.5. I like Dallas +3, Chargers to win in the under 55.5. This is a field goal game.
I like Dallas +3. I have Dallas +3. If it's 3 and under, I always just take that same team. So I'm going to take Dallas to win, which is +150 something, 40. And I am going to take the over.
You like a Herbert Dak shootout?
I do. I think all the Dallas games are shootouts.
Yeah.
They're just going to try to outscore you.
They don't really
they don't have elite defense. Their whole goal is just like you put up points, we'll put up points too.
Yeah.
I will say this. Ezekiel Elliott is terrible now.
He's done. I can't believe he's done.
The problem is that these guys like Zeke, I'm going to say Saquon is going to be in this bucket too. There's so much wear and tear in college, right?
Yeah.
College coaches are just running these guys into the ground so that like when they get to the NFL, they may have like 1 or 2 real good years because they are elite running backs, but then their bodies just break down.
Dude, remember Zeke would run you over and then was running away from defensive. Zeke's a sub 4.4 guy. And now he's just done. He's like not only does he not run away from anybody, he goes down on like first contact now. Like he's lost his power and his speed. Wow. In that case, I mean, I guess I'm happy he got paid.
And Saquon did not look good on Sunday.
No,
he's still a little banged up. I don't think he's back yet. He did not look good on Sunday.
No,
we already talked about the Giants game. We didn't even mention Saquon. That's how.
No, we didn't. Yeah, that should tell you everything you need to know, right? He did not look good. And
so, I think this is going to be a shootout. I think Dallas's whole thing is like, we just got to score points, period.
Yeah. Yeah. Who's the Dan Quinn's the defensive coordinator now, right?
For Dallas?
The old Falcons coach. Yeah.
I mean, they're gotten better. Their defense was like atrocious last year, but like,
I think they're going for
we're going to try to put up like 35, 40 points.
Yeah, and I think they're going for bust too on defense, right? It's like, we're going to try to bend and like get turnovers or whatever. But
try to win games with Dak.
Yeah, I love their linebackers. I think they have 3 of the best linebackers in the NFL: Parsons, Jalen Smith, and Van Der Esch. But apparently, the defensive line sucks and the secondary sucks. So, like, if you can't get pressure and you can't cover anybody, I guess having good linebackers doesn't really matter. So that's interesting. What about this one here?
Seattle.
Yeah.
Big game last week, Seattle, going into Indy and winning on the road.
Yeah, on the road.
Tennessee did not look good last week.
No.
Losing badly to Arizona at home.
Yeah.
Derrick Henry was not much of a factor last week.
He was not.
And
running against a loaded box. It looked like old Tannehill last week, not like the good Tannehill. It looked like the Adam Gase Tannehill.
5.5 is a lot. If this was like 3, I would 100% take Seattle. 5.5 is a little tricky. I think people are, again, they saw that Tennessee game and are like, these guys freaking suck.
Yep.
Listen, it's hard for Tennessee to go into Seattle and win this game. Seattle has a massive home field advantage playing in Seattle. So I hate to do it, but I'm going to take Seattle across the board, 5.5, minus 240. And I'm going to take the over 54.5. It's a big number, that 54.5. But like, none of these teams are really playing defense. These 2 teams, like, let's just see if we can, again, let's just put up points.
All right. So
it's a weird game, though. This is not like I would not normally touch this game, to be frank.
Yeah. I mean, we're in the process. I mean, seeing that we're literally in the business of picking games. Like it's tough to be like, you don't want to pick this game. But like I'm kind of sort of in the same boat. Like, I don't like the number. I wouldn't be surprised if either team won. I just think your analysis is spot on here. It's clearly a massive overreaction to that fucking egg Tennessee threw drop last week against Arizona. That was a nationally televised game. We all saw that. And everybody was betting on Tennessee last week too, right? Because of Arizona's shit show of a finish to the year last year, right? And they just drubbed them. So it was like, okay, maybe Tennessee is garbage. I don't think they are garbage. But here's the thing. And first of all, let me get your pick. You have Tennessee to cover, right?
No, Seattle.
Seattle, and then you have Seattle winning?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not good bets, but hey.
So
gotta make a decision, right?
So I'm there with you on both. I like Seattle to win, and I like Seattle to cover.
Sometimes you got to make it like, you know, we're not playing in the 50-50 here. We're making decisions. No. So
yeah, you got to make decisions.
I got to make my decision, and these are my decisions.
So
it may not be right, but
sometimes
as evidence last week, I was not right. So hey, but this is just how I feel.
Yeah, sometimes you have to make a decision.
The 54.5 is insane, but I told you I'm betting every over. I'm giving you a pick on every over under. So like I'll go over 54.5. I can see this being a wild, like high scoring, like what does it be? 30, 35, 24.
Yeah, you 30-27, something like that. 30-27 wouldn't work. How about
35-24?
Yeah, 35-24, 31-24 works also. Yeah, I don't like the number. I'm not touching the number, but I do think Seattle covers. I think Seattle wins. Continuity for me, right? Yeah. I think Tennessee's gonna have to work out some things with the offense. They only scored 13 points. To the point where people were picking up the Arizona defense.
Chandler Jones had 5 sacks last game.
Yeah. Yeah, like, come on.
I don't know if people realize that. 5.
Yeah. And can you imagine? Because he was upset about his contract, right? He's got one. First of all, he was a 1 guys paid defensive end. He's played that contract out. And then TJ Watt gets this deal. Do you realize the dance he was doing last week after that game? He's like, I want all of the money. Like, and you're gonna have to pay him.
You know how insane that is? 5 sacks in one game.
Yeah. He's actually well on his way. Strahan's record might be in jeopardy if you think about it.
He's averaging what? At this point, he's averaging 85 sacks for the year.
Get 85 sacks for the year, yeah. If you think about it, though, Arizona, they're going to throw the ball a lot. They have the opportunity to be up in games because I feel like they're going to score points.
Seattle's all about scoring points too, right?
Seattle's all about scoring points too, yeah.
It's like let Russell cook, throw the ball. Tyler Lockett have like 150 and 2 touchdowns last week.
Yeah. So it looks like he's got 2 dynamic receivers that, depending upon the game plan for the week, can play either one. Like last week, it looked like DK was the possession guy and Tyler Lockett was the big play guy. But we know DK is a big play guy also. And Tyler Lockett's extremely short.
Carson is good too. So like,
they're just
a high. That's just like a play. Like like I said, they're like a Dallas light. Like they just
it's like you said. Their defense is not great, but it's it's going to be serviceable if they're going to score points. All right, you ready for this? This is the one where the hate might come in when we post the write up. But you got to be, if we're not telling the truth, we're doing ourselves a disservice, right? To not only ourselves but the people who rely on us to pick these games. So Chiefs at Ravens, we know what it is. I'm wearing my Ravens gear now, right? So we know what happened last week, a debacle. Derek Carr somehow managed a comeback and won it in overtime with a touchdown pass. A fairly deep touchdown pass. I'm concerned.
You could actually call that 2 touchdown passes.
2 touchdown passes, yeah, because one was taken away, yeah. A couple of things that concern me. Well, maybe should we pick the game first and then talk about?
I think did you pick first?
Is it my turn or yours?
Why don't you go first?
I'll go first. So obviously we ran the ball a bunch for a bunch of yards. I think we led the NFL and we had like 190 yards rushing last week. Lamar had like 82 or 83 of it though. Right? So we're going to run the ball. Right? The defense actually played okay up until the fourth quarter in overtime, where like the floodgates kind of opened up. That's about it though. I was underwhelmed.
We should have won that. We lost to a bad. We did not lose to a good team. We lost to a mediocre / bad team.
We lost to a mediocre team.
Not have like Tyson. Tyson Williams had a touchdown. Great. He did nothing else other than that.
He didn't do anything else. Yeah. He showed some burst on that touchdown.
I actually think the best option for us is to get Latavius Murray going and just have that version of Mark Ingram from 2 years ago.
some
straight ahead, plow ahead,
thunder and lightning kind of thing.
Literally like a fullback who's a running back
Yeah.
gains 5 yards a carry, 4 yards a carry, like 3 yards a carry.
Yeah.
We just need like to get yards without Lamar getting injured.
I'll tell you what I did like though, Mike. I liked Marquise Brown and Sammy Watkins. I thought they
had some good plays. I think Mark Andrews definitely was like double, triple team. They wanted them to throw the ball to Andrews.
Used to that. Yeah.
I mean, they wanted to get to Andrews. He couldn't.
Yeah.
He threw it to Watkins, who had some nice catches.
Yeah.
And then Watkins had that pretty good like 50-yard one.
Yeah.
But, Lamar didn't lose that game for us necessarily. The two fumbles were bad.
Fumbles were awful.
But I wouldn't say we lost that game because Lamar played badly. I would actually say two things. One, we didn't have anything else other than Lamar. And then two, 35 seconds left.
You'd like to think the Ravens defense with the pedigree would stop that.
Exactly.
Would stop that. I mean, I guess hats off to Carr. I mean, he did what he had to.
2 plays.
Yeah.
40 yards.
50 yards. Yeah. Yep.
Ruggs is I thought when Tucker kicked the field goal in fourth quarter, we won.
Yeah, I thought it was over. Ruggs is going to be a tough, like I said, the Raiders are a very Al Davis team. Like, Ruggs is a sub 4.3 guy. So, like, if Derek Carr actually ever looks long, like he has some weapons, but, he's very risk averse.
The Ravens secondary without Peters is bad because Jimmy Smith was inactive.
Yeah, he was.
And Tavon Young sucks.
He looks like he's regressed a little bit. Looks like he wasn't what he was.
He hasn't even played in 2 full years. That was
underwhelming.
That guy had like 2 penalties. That guy let guys beat him deep.
Yeah.
Like,
it was an underwhelming.
Not our best slot.
And as a result of Jimmy Smith being out, they had to play that rookie, right? And he was, he looked
Stevens
like
or something.
Yeah.
And then Averett was okay. He's Peter's replacement. He looks okay. But I mean, Tavon Young as the slot corner and that rookie Stevens were the reason why we lost.
Yeah. I worry about Chris Jones. We talked about that earlier on. I worry about Kansas City beating us how they always do, just getting a lead.
Yeah.
And then,
this is a bad matchup for us, period. We don't match up well. Yeah. We match up better against Tennessee or even a Tampa Bay. We do not match well against the Chiefs.
No.
Speed is not our forte.
No, not at all.
This is not going to be close.
And it's all over the field.
I know you have I said you could pick first, but I'm just going to say it. This is not going to be
it's not good.
We're going to get crushed.
I think we're aligned here.
I'm taking KC -4. I'm taking KC -200.
Yep.
And I'm going to take over 54.5 because this is going to be we're going to try to score, and we can score against this team. And I'm actually not concerned about that. I just don't think we have enough horses to keep up with them at all.
So I'm going to go with KC -4, KC to win -190. I'm going to go the under 55.5, which is where I got it. It ends up being a situation where KC kind of puts the game away early. How they'll do. It's we're gonna explode and hit you with the blitzkrieg early and then just take the air out of the game. And so I could see it being 28-24 or something like that.
Maybe
30 to 20.
I don't know. I can see this being a shootout. KC. That's not a high-powered Cleveland offense, and that team put up points. So we should be able to put up points. It's in Baltimore, so we have a little bit of an advantage there.
Sure.
Sunday night, Lamar. I mean, listen, I think we can get at least 28 points, and I think they're going to put up 38 points. So 5 points.
So the over makes sense. Yeah, that's 59 there.
35-28, maybe.
Something like that. Yeah, 35-28. That would be over too. Like I said, I think they jump us early.
We don't play well against this team. This is if you're going to call a pick of the week, this is a pick of the week. Sorry.
Yeah.
Hate on me all you want, Baltimore.
I've got a couple of picks of the week. Like I said,
I don't think this is the pick of the week, but this is a pick of the week.
Yeah, it is like a guarantee.
Yeah.
Hold on.
Like I don't see how we would not win this game.
Give me a second.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Lamar. I understand why you would say Lamar is not as good as Kyler Murray, but Kyler Murray is definitely possibly going to be better than Lamar. That's the difference. Quasi has signed. Oh, there you are again. I was saying in the time you're on mute.
Yeah, I heard you. I heard everything. I heard everything you said. My mom was behind me. She didn't want to be on camera, so I had to unmute the camera.
Hello.
Michael says hello, Mom. Yeah, she says hello right back. Yeah, I'm just not confident in this game at all.
I just think Lamar has not progressed. I mean, during the game, Ryan Greasy was like, Lamar staying in the pocket and finding the right check down, and you're like, is he?
Yeah, no, he's not. Yeah, I saw him throw for 236 yards in an overtime game. I saw Derek Carr throw for 440. So I'm like, okay, how much better?
Yeah, Derek Carr was better in that game than Lamar.
He was much better than in that game.
So, yeah, I mean, listen, the Ravens were throwing the ball to Darren Waller only, and we still stop that. So,
we didn't stop it.
How the hell are we going to stop Mahomes to
you texted me. You texted me like, why aren't we double or triple teaming Darren Waller? Like,
how are we going to stop Mahomes to Kelsey?
The answer is we aren't.
Or Mahomes to Hill.
That's the scary one. That's the scary one.
I don't understand how we're going to.
That's how they bury teams, right? Where it's like, okay, it's like, because they go max protect, right? And it's like just two, maybe max or three guys in a route at most. But like Hill's just running through your secondary. Mahomes can throw the ball 80
yards. That's literally how they broke open the Browns game.
Yeah.
And then it was like, okay, we're in the red zone. Let's find Kelsey.
Exactly. Like in between the 20s, it's Hill. In the red zone, let's find Kelsey.
Like that's literally how the Browns broke last week.
Everybody knows what's coming, and no one can stop it. No one.
Good luck, Baltimore, Sunday.
Yeah,
we'll talk. Maybe we can meet up for that game.
Yeah, we'll probably watch that. We can do that.
All right. Last game of the week.
Last game. We got
a really bad Monday night game. I don't even care if this is not like, regardless of week one, they made this schedule. I don't know why they picked this game for the Monday night game. Because it's in Green Bay.
Because it's in Green Bay, yeah. Because it's in Green Bay.
Not a good Monday night game. I'm gonna
probably not
throw that complaint out to start. All right. So Green Bay sucks.
Green Bay sucks.
Right.
I'll lead off because you know what? I'm okay with this.
Yeah.
Green Bay sucks. And I think there's mistrust between the franchise and the front office, and I think it's filtered into the locker room. Detroit sucks. But, they kind of sort of kept it close, and they competed last week, even though, obviously there's a dearth of talent in Detroit, right? Like, they don't have, good guys. Of course, led by their mediocre quarterback, who, I've always been.
I mean, literally, who do they have? Like, Tyrell Williams is their best.
Got hurt, right?
He got hurt.
Is he in the concussion protocol? Is he going to make it through? I don't know.
DeAndre Swift
caught a long touchdown pass after they were already down a lot. They kind of sort of came back and battled. But you know what? I think this is bigger than just the players on the field. I think there's a feeling, it's like something sour in Green Bay. So not only am I going to take Detroit plus 11, I'm going to take Detroit to win the game. After this week, I think Buffalo, Cleveland, and Green Bay will all be 0-2.
Buffalo, Cleveland, and Green Bay.
Will all be 0-2.
Fair enough.
Yeah. And of course, remember I had Green Bay going to the Super Bowl. No, I Tampa Bay or Green Bay.
You had.
I got Tampa Bay.
Tampa Bay.
Yeah.
All right. And over under, you don't even want to bother.
No, I'm not touching a number.
All right. I like Detroit plus 11.
Yeah.
Man, like I don't think teams in the NFL really crush other teams. Oh, even though I did pick the Falcons to lose by 13 or something.
You
but I don't. I mean, Green Bay is going to win this game. Come on, like it's in Green Bay.
I don't know, man.
Come on. So I'm going to take Green Bay minus 550. And I'm going to take the under 48. So it's going to be 28-21. Oh, that's 49. Sorry.
Very plausible.
28-20. That's 48.
Certainly more plausible than mine, but like I said, I'm going for big
24-20. Money. 24-20.
I'm going for big money. I've got 300
close.
I've got 300 that could possibly win like 14 or 1500 between.
Yeah. Listen, dude, Detroit's a better bet. But Detroit is not going to win this.
We'll see. No, probably not. So I think we established we can do these picks in probably about 2 hours. So we should take note of that.
I mean, let's talk. We got like a minute or two.
I was going to say we said 2 hours. Like we got
observations from week one. Do you believe or not believe that? I like these types of segments. So let's roll with this one. Right. Are the Ravens bad? Believe or not believe? Or a playoff team. Sorry. Let's say Ravens playoff team. Believe or not believe? Are a playoff team, let's say. So you do not believe they are.
No. I think Cleveland's better. I think Pittsburgh's better. And I think we probably split with Cincinnati. So I don't know who we're playing in the North or who we're playing outside of that.
We're playing the NFC, AFC West.
Kansas City. We already lost to Oakland.
We play at Denver.
At Denver, it was always tough.
We lost to Oakland.
Yeah, we lost to Oakland.
And I think we play home versus Chargers, which is.
I don't know, man. I don't think
we play. I don't actually remember. I think we play NFC North. I might be wrong with that.
Nothing from there. Nothing about that makes me think the North is not great. I don't think Green Bay.
No, I don't think we play the NFC North.
Chicago's not great.
We play AFC West for sure because, like you said, we are playing. No, we do play NFC North. NFC North.
NFC North.
No, hold on. Am I wrong here?
Hold on.
I'm an idiot. Yeah, we play NFC North. That is correct.
The NFC North. So we can beat Detroit. We can probably beat Green Bay unless they've righted the ship. We can beat the Bears and we can beat the Vikings. We can take 3 out of 4 from the NFC North, possibly all 4. Let's say I jump the gun with Cincinnati. We take 2 there. We split with Pittsburgh. And we
always split with Pittsburgh. Probably split with the Browns. I mean, listen, they're probably a 9 and what is it? 9 and
that's 8, right?
The fuck is the schedule? I hate this 17 game shit.
Yeah, that's 8. I don't know what the other one is. 9 and 8, 10 and 7. Is that good enough to get to the playoffs? Maybe. I don't know. I'm low on the Ravens now. That was a bad loss on Monday night. Bad loss. Who do you think was the most impressive player last week?
Overall.
Offense or defense?
I mean, Chandler Jones and his 5 sacks. People are like happy to get 5 sacks.
That's like a
guy did it in a game.
Yeah, that's
what was a joke? He's not even the greatest killer in his household. Arthur Jones' biggest killer or like beater or something. Like, it wasn't killer. There was some guy on radio who was like, Chandler Jones isn't even like the biggest like destroyer in his household. Like, Arthur destroys because he's the M&A guy or whatever.
Yeah, he's the M&A guy.
MMA guy. So yeah, like it's just like, dude, that guy. I mean,
and then his brother played for the Ravens too, right? Arthur Jones.
Oh yeah, sorry. Whatever. Yeah, I don't know what the
No, they're
whatever.
all related. It's Arthur
Yeah.
Jones and then John Bones Jones and
John
Chandler
Jones. That's
Yeah.
sorry, John Jones. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, for God's sakes, you had 5
Yeah.
sacks in one game.
Yeah, that's pretty remarkable.
You're already like halfway to your like goal for the year.
Yeah. The biggest takeaway for me, like I said, as I was going through the games, the 3 matchups where both teams were 1-0. All the other matchups were 1-0 or 0-1. So that leads me to believe there were 1-0 versus 0-1, or a lot of 0-1s versus 0-1s. So I guess that leads me to believe that we're going to be in a 17-game kind of funky schedule. We're going to be in for like a lot of interesting, like close, like I didn't see that coming kind of events. Like I don't think anybody saw Green Bay getting thrashed last week.
I think that was the biggest surprise of the week, Frank.
Yeah, definitely the biggest surprise of the week, in my opinion, too.
From a score perspective.
Yeah.
I think I actually had Green Bay winning.
I'm sure we did.
I mean, Green Bay is coming off back-to-back NFC championship games.
Yes, they are.
With pretty much the same personnel.
Yeah. I think Matt LaFleur is...
That game wasn't even in New Orleans.
Matt LaFleur in 2 years as a head coach is like 27-5 or something like that.
That game wasn't even in New Orleans.
No, it wasn't.
Green Bay fans there than Jacksonville fans. I mean, sorry, in Jacksonville, there were more Green Bay fans.
Yeah, there were. I don't know what to make of that. Like I said, there's something sour in Green Bay.
I think Aaron just wants out, dude.
Yeah, I think he does also.
I mean,
he wants to go west, right?
I mean, listen, if you listen, having rejoined the workforce, you don't want someone below you with the attempt to, like we were discussing in Mufalo.
We're talking about that, yeah. Your power dynamics.
There's truth to that, though.
Yeah, your power dynamics.
Yeah.
And just the way he said it, like he said in the interview, you could feel the salt coming through. He was like, he drafted another quarterback. They should play him. Like it's like, oh,
yeah. I mean, it's obvious when teams have like quarterbacks designed to be backup quarterbacks.
Yeah,
like, you don't pick a guy in the first round.
No, not at all.
So like Green Bay made it very clear, like this guy's coming, whether or not you like it or not. So
yeah. Is anybody going to derail Mahomes from this MVP? He pretty much just looked like he has.
I mean, after week 1, Mahomes is definitely still the lead in the MVP race.
Yeah.
I can't really think of I guess Jalen Hurts had a good game.
He did.
Top 5.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Josh Allen took that back. Josh Allen was a lot.
Oh, and then Stafford had a really good game. Stafford had like 4 incompletions or something. Like
yeah.
22 for 26 or some crap like
that.
I'm looking. I picked the Rams to make the Super Bowl. I believe in that still.
Yeah.
I like McVay. He's kind of annoying, but he's got that like young spunk kind of shit going. He also is married to a supermodel, which is hilarious.
Yeah, he's making it happen. He has like a little thing.
Yeah.
With Kingsbury, right? He's like, my house is better than yours. My wife is hotter than yours. Like it's
I think he has like a radio show or podcast that he like messes around with people that are like or something. So like, yeah, listen, I think you're still on track for that. I don't see any shifts in Chiefs versus Rams.
Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about Tampa Bay after that Thursday night game. It just seems like you talked about the letdown and going back to the Super Bowl and repeating. Like I didn't even really factor that in. What really influenced that pick for me, and we got about a minute left, is the fact that the NFC South is Carolina, Atlanta, and New Orleans, who I all expected to be down, but maybe New Orleans won't be down this year. You got the last minute. Final thoughts, man?
Yeah, I mean, I think this is going to be a weird season because I think there is going to play at some point, what's it called? Load management.
Yeah, for sure.
We were talking about that fantasy football will be odd this year because randomly your guys are just going to sit out games.
Yeah, you got to be
quarterbacks, but like running backs for sure.
Running backs, receivers,
Like you can already see people are like Josh, like there's a lot of running back shares going on already. Like even Josh Jacobs was sharing with Kenyon Drake, and then
which they said they were going to do.
Yeah, all these guys are in these like Miles Sanders and Gaines. What's his
they're
name?
Paying Kenyon Drake like they're paying Kenyon Drake more than backup running back money, kind of like the Colts, right? The Colts are paying Nyheim Hines like considerably more, like his top 10 running back money, right?
Yeah, so like I think it's going to be we haven't seen it yet in week 1, but you can tell like injuries are going to like teams are going to, it's going to be weird. I think I don't like what happens with this 17. I didn't like this 17 game season concept. I think it's actually a bad
money grab.
It's a bad, it's going to create a bad product.
Yeah, it's a money grab for sure. They're trying to make more money.
But like the product didn't get better. The product is going to get worse.
No, I agree with you. I don't think having one less preseason game for one regular season game is somehow going to make things better. But
I think it's literally making the product worse.
Yeah,
in my opinion. We shall see though. So, all right,
absolutely. I'll be talking to you obviously over the course of this. The Thursday night game is tomorrow. Not a great Thursday night game, but we'll see how we start off. Good luck to you in fantasy this week also.
You too. I was 1-0 in both of my leagues.
I rode
that Jalen Hurts wagon. I told you, man.
Yeah, I put up 120. My strategy was I'm rolling with Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and I wanted to get Kelsey, but somebody paid $66 for Kelsey, and I was like, I can't do that. So I'm rolling with Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, and Clyde Edwards-Helaire. I'm heavy Kansas City. So I put up a $127, but lost to who did I lose to? Dak Prescott. That he killed me. So I didn't see that coming. I thought a 21.
Yeah, I mean, there are some guys who
29.
Yeah, Gronkowski is not having 2 touchdowns a week.
No, that was tough, and I had him on the bench. I started Pitts and put Gronkowski.
I mean, hilarious to see Gronk still doing it, and the commercials are real funny. But
the commercials are funny.
Just no.
Whoa, where are my football pants? That's hilarious. No. He's at home.
Anyway, take care. We will talk this weekend.
Absolutely.
Thank you, everyone. The one person who watched, thank you.
Oh, we're at 3 now. People are picking up steam towards the end here.
Word of mouth. No need for marketing. Just let the word spread.
Just let the word spread. And they'll come like the swallows at the river, the San Juan Capistrano, right?
Piper, right?
Nah. All right, man. Take care.
Yeah.